What's up, Geminites? It's your boy GemMint.
And it's your girl, Phie.
We're going to do a spoiler review on the DC Black Label Harleen Book 1, so stay tuned. Alright, what's up, Phie?
It was a good book.
This was a dope book. What's even more impressive is that this guy, and I don't know how to pronounce his name, I'm going to assume the J is silent, Stjepan Sejic?
So, correct us how to say it.
Let us know how to pronounce it. We did a quick search, couldn't figure it out. But he wrote and drew this book.
Nice.
First of all, the art is fantastic. Stylistic as well. Tells a story.
I didn't like the way they drew the Joker, but when you explain the way you explained it to me made it make more sense. But I just feel like he looks like Tuxedo Mask from Sailor Moon. Like he's too good.
He's too pretty.
He's too pretty.
So what I said, and the first thing that came to my mind is this is probably how she sees him.
Right.
Because this book is in the eyes of Harley. This is in her perspective. So this is how he looks to her. Is how I got it. Mm-hmm. But the art's great and the writing is very good. It's like he gets women, first of all, right? It kind of feels like you even said this is like a girl book almost.
Yeah, I was reading. I'm like, really, a lot of guys like this story. This is like a romance novel.
I liked it.
I'm reading.
I liked it. I think when it comes to Harley and Joker, guys can get behind that type of romance. I think it works for both of us on both levels.
Yeah, it does. It works for me on a lot of levels.
So this is very much a retelling of Harley Quinn's origin. We see Harleen Quinzel as a girl in school. She's in college, and she's very smart. She doesn't really know what she wants to do with her life. She says something like, well, I like to listen to my friends' problems. Maybe I'll become a shrink. But she can't really relate to guys her age, so she ends up kind of
having a little fling with a professor.
And they get caught.
Follows her for the rest of her life.
It follows her through her career because like 3 girls in her practice or whatever you want to call it.
She went to high school with and went to college with and knew about this.
So every little thing she does, it's like, oh, who did you sleep with to get that? It's like, I just got it out the vending machine. Like, it's a bag of chips.
That's what us girls do to each other. It's like, well, who did you have to do that to get to here?
Right? So her kind of theory is on what causes criminals to become criminals and their lack of empathy. And she sells this to the Wayne Foundation.
I think she just has a seminar and the Wayne Foundation is in the audience.
She has a seminar. Everyone's falling asleep. It seems like no one's interested. But Lucius Fox ends up stepping to her and pretty much says they're interested in funding her theories. So she jumps at the chance to get out of the situation she's assigned to Arkham Asylum, where she's going to start with her interviews on all like the crazy criminals. You have like Mr. Freeze, Killer Croc,
Riddler,
Saz, and
who's the guy with all the scars?
Saz.
Oh, okay. And then there was another guy who I didn't know it was because there was Poison Ivy, which I loved what they had her saying, like her little thing, and Riddler. They had a picture of Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
She didn't show
Anyway, she's supposed to do a few interviews. But before this, she has an encounter with Joker of her just walking down the street. And it's written very well. So it's like she's looking down. Most people don't look up. By the time you look up, it's too late. But anyway, she looks up and Joker's like on the scene with some goons. And they just did some kind of crime.
He's testing out his purchase, his merchandise, and he said
it's a gun thing. They just stole a bunch of guns.
Yeah.
And Batman comes through and busts it up, and it's dope because Joker puts like smoke bomb. No, Batman hits him with the smoke bombs.
Batman hits him with all the smoke bombs.
And she just sees them fighting in the shadows, like the smoke, and it's cool, man, the way you did it.
Well, while they're fighting, she happens upon backup, and they're like, "All right, let's go." And she's like, "Well, let's wait for backup." They're like, "No, you don't understand. We are backup. Let's get out of here. This is terrible."
So anyway, Joker sees her. They lock eyes. He pulls a gun on her. She has that look of fear in her eyes.
It's happening.
In her mind, from a woman's perspective, what's happening?
We're falling in love.
It's like the ultimate bad boy thing, right?
It's like, oh my god, pull the trigger because I'm about to pull mine.
She's legit scared, but you can tell there's a little bit more going on there. Anyway, then she runs into him in Arkham, but she's been having like dreams about him, nightmares about him.
But I feel like she's been having nightmares about him even before
the incident is what triggered the nightmares with him. For sure.
That's how the whole book starts, is that she's having these nightmares.
Yeah, after this encounter.
Right.
For sure after the encounter. Because she's traumatized. He pulled a gun on her. She met this maniac super criminal in real life. They locked eyes, this and that. She can't stop thinking about him. He didn't kill her.
Like, because she opened her eyes. She thought she was waiting for him to pull the trigger.
He let her live.
She opens her eyes, and he's in the car.
He's gone.
Firing off.
Yeah. So anyway, when she goes to Arkham, she's got to like face him again. So she's putting him to the back burner, interviewing everybody else.
We got like 3 weeks, a month in, and she's like, all right.
She finally has to do it. And, you know, she's hoping he doesn't recognize her. But he kind of recognized her. Then he like flips on her, and she gets scared. And then he's like, "That's where I know you from." When he sees her scared look,
he's like, "Something about you."
Yeah.
And then he scares. Goes, "Oh,
he's
you're missing
like,
the terror in your eyes."
Yeah.
No, he hit the glass with his hand.
Yeah. No, so that was crazy, right? So then she starts to interview him, but we don't really. That's kind of all where we get. We don't see her change to Harley Quinn.
Right. Well.
He makes her call
foreshadowing.
He makes her call him Mr. J at the end.
I was like, first of all, how are we ending right here? Because
so they have some kind of poetic things, and there's something about you can't see your shadow when you're facing the light, and she's walking into Arkham, and you see her like in her what?
No, she's walking out of the lab,
Yeah.
going to the Arkham.
But she's in her lab coat, and the shadow is like her Harley
with her mallet and her leg up, and
I also thought it was very cool foreshadowing with Poison Ivy, because they end up becoming close like later on in comics, and they have like team ups and Birds of Prey and everything.
I really like how before, like the way that they're sort of showing Harley Quinn, like she's very like a girl.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
She's like
Regular girl.
She's
girly.
always assuming like that people are thinking bad things about her, or she's very like shy, and she holds a little bit of like.
That's what I'm saying. When he he knew how to write women. Like he got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've been married to you and together for 18 years, so I was like, this fucking guy is spot on.
He's got it. He must have a wife.
He does. It said in the thing when we looked him up, he does have a wife. It's funny. We were looking at his Twitter, and someone was like, "I'm surprised you're not one of the top 5 names in comics." And he was like, "Well, it is a very hard name to pronounce."
It is. It just looks like a bunch of letters thrown together.
The J should not be there. Like, how does that flow?
Maybe the T is silent.
He's Croatian. I think that's what it said. The cover art is dope.
Oh yeah, I really like that.
Because she's crying. You see her real face is crying, and she looks sad, but she has like the Harley face to cover it up.
No, see, it starts off right with the dream.
But that was like a flashback, I think.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, because in the dream she met him.
I loved this.
The dream, how Batman's the bad guy?
Yeah, from her point of view, it made Batman. I was like, oh, I love that.
To her, he looks like you said, like he's looking like a frail, kind of pale, good-looking guy, and then Batman's this monster.
Look how beautiful she is.
Yeah, she's very pretty. She
had just done the seminar. She was having drinks with her friend, and they were separating to go home. That's when she ran into him in the aisle. And then there was an explosion. Then this boy.
Even this whole scene, how he's walking with the explosion behind him. He's definitely in control of the situation. Women like that shit.
And yeah, I guess we covered all of it.
Yeah, I think we covered everything.
I think we did good.
So, no, this was a great book. It was my pick of the week for this week's new issues. I knew it was going to be good, and it exceeded my expectations. I'm really looking forward to more from this artist and this writer. If you guys have any other recommendations on stuff that he's done, because his art is super clean, storytelling, just like his writing. It's he really gets the characters, and I thought this was a great issue, man. Definitely recommend picking it up.
It was great.
Let us know what you guys thought about Harleen Book 1 in the comments below. Drop that like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more daily content.
Hit the bell.
Hit the bell so you're notified, especially because we're doing New York Comic Con next week.
And we might just go live at any minute,
True.
at any time of the day.
That is very true. We might have surprise guests. We might run up on somebody famous and be like, yo, jump on the live. We might see Method Man. You never know.
METHOD?
Man.
Ooh.
Peace. You ready? Just follow my lead.
I don't know what that means, but fine.
Hey, just follow my lead.